What's going on, everyone? Welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and it is a huge game this Saturday evening. Everton v Arsenal at Goodison Park. If you remember, this was a horrible fixture for us last season. We went to Goodison Park and lost by 3-0 on the back of that 6-0 mauling against Chelsea. Hopefully this season is going to be something a little different, and well, a little different, a lot different it should be. And I'm going to be honest, I'm actually pretty glad that we're getting this fixture out of the way as soon as possible when we've got a near full strength team with the exceptions of Gibbs, Arteta and Walker. And the big bonus is that we've got the Germans back in the team for this one. It's going to be a huge lift to the team, and they're coming back at the exact right time when we need them. Looking at Everton, like I said, that game last season was absolutely horrific. I don't expect anything like that in this game. We're much more better equipped. We've got the FA Cup victory and Community Shield wins behind us, so we should be going into this game with confidence, and we should be building on that victory we got over Crystal Palace last weekend. Now, we did have that disappointing draw away to Besiktas in midweek, which frankly it was a poor performance from Arsenal. There was an awful lot of criticism going our way, especially at individuals, the likes of Cazorla, Wilshere and Giroud, and Arteta at times. A lot of players got stick in that game, but I don't think it's fair to point out individuals based on that performance, because quite frankly it was a pretty awful team performance, and we didn't turn up that day. I'm hoping that going into this clash against Everton, though, we will be much more refreshed and more refined going into it. I would make a lot of changes going into this one. The past two games, what I've noticed is that on the counter-attack we have been incredibly lacklustre, incredibly slow, and yet it doesn't really help when we've got a player like Giroud or Sonogo up top, because let's face it, neither of them work in a counter-attacking system, which is what we're trying to play, and against Everton we're going to need to do that to our utmost. Sonogo, arguably, he's better at it than Giroud, but then again, he's an incredibly clumsy player, one of the clumsiest I've seen in an Arsenal shirt. But then again, he does give his best in every game. I would love to see Sanchez utilised as the striker in this one, but I'll get onto my team lineup in a little bit. Looking at Everton, they've had that 2-2 draw away to Leicester, which quite frankly, from their point of view, was a disappointing result. They should have won that game. Leicester, all fairness to them, though, I thought they were incredible in that game. I thought they played really well. Everton, of course, though, they have brought in a couple of signings this summer. Most notably, it was a surprise to me as well, Romelu Lukaku going to Everton for a fee of £28 million. They've invested heavily in the guy. He did incredibly well for them last season on loan from Chelsea. I think it's a bit ludicrous of Chelsea to sell him, in all honesty, but I think he's going to Everton as a stepping stone in his career. I could quite easily see him going to Real Madrid or Barcelona or a big team like that for about 50-60 million in the future. He is only 21. And I just think it's ludicrous that Chelsea have got rid of him, to be honest, because he is going to guarantee Everton at least 20 goals plus a season. Fantastic player, and he caused us a whole load of problems last season. And my main concern with this game is Nacho Monreal on that left-hand side. Last season, Lukaku absolutely tore him apart, and he took it for a run around. It was schoolboy defending really from Monreal. He's got to up his game. Arguably, we were playing Vermaelen with Monreal on that left-hand side, and that, quite frankly, was an accident waiting to happen, which did eventually occur, and we lost the game 3-0. Again, I'll say it, I can't stop reiterating it. It was a horrible performance that day, and I am expecting a lot better from us this season. We can't be intimidated, because quite frankly, this is a big game. This is the first big test for us this season, and it's going to be a good reflection of how we'll perform against the big teams for the rest of the season. Everton certainly are a Champions League contender. They're going to be giving their all in this game. After that disappointing draw against Leicester, they are going to want to get some points on the board in this one, and they know they can beat us given what happened last term. But then again, we did beat them 4-1 in the FA Cup. It was a mad season last season, starting a new clean slate, and I do want to see us. I do want to see us getting a win in this one. I think we've got the capability to do it, and I would expect us to go out there and give a really good performance, and hopefully we can come away with 3 points. Looking at Arsenal, of course, we were without Gibbs and Arteta for this one, which, you know, losing Arteta, not the biggest of blows. Flamini should be able to come in there and deputise to a good ability. Gibbs, like I said, it's going to be a huge blow for us. Monreal has to up his game in this one. Like I said, got torn apart by Lukaku last season. Defensively, I think we're going to be rather sound. Chambers has been phenomenal for us the past couple of games, as has Koscielny, as has Debuchy on that right-hand side. So I'm not too worried defensively, but Lukaku is the obvious threat from Everton. As well as that, you've got players such as McGeady, who played well against Leicester. They've got players such as Morales. So they are a definite threat going forward. Looking at Arsenal, though, I've already stated the injuries, but looking at the team lineup that I want to play, I have rejigged it a little. I do want to see an incredibly counter-attacking team in this, one that's going to burst forward with pace and hopefully be able to get a couple of goals. So I'm going to go with the standard back four: Szczesny, Debussy, Chambers, Koscielny, Monreal, Flamini, Chamberlain, Ramsey, Rosicky, Campbell and Sanchez. I would play that in a 4-1-4-1 formation with Sanchez as the striker, Joel Campbell on the left-hand side, Chamberlain on the right-hand side. I think it's only fair that we drop the players that have underperformed, and those two players for me have been Wilshere and Cazorla. They haven't had standout performances, they've been pretty average in my opinion. Bringing Rosicky, bringing a bit of flair to the team, him playing alongside Ramsey I think would be a really good kind of pivot for us going forward, and I don't think that lineup is realistically going to happen. I think we're going to see a lineup that we've seen the past couple of games, where we're going to see Wilshere and Cazorla start the game because maybe Wenger's a little too afraid to drop them. But I would love to see that team start. It's full of pace, full of counter-attacking ability. We'd also give us a chance to see Sanchez the striker, and that's where I think he's going to flourish for us. But I do realistically think we'll be seeing Giroud start this one, which, given the past couple of games, he is important to the team. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. But he was so off-point against Besiktas. You know, this is an experimental team, but it is one that I'd like to see play. If not, I'm going to be wishing well to any player that starts that game. I am really hoping we'll get something out of this one, because I do kind of want to avenge that horrible mauling we had last season and kind of prove to all the pundits that we can go to these games and get something out of them. Anyway, score prediction for this one, I'm going to go with a narrow 2-1 win to Arsenal. It will be incredibly difficult, but if Wenger gets the right mentality and the right lineup on the pitch that day, then I'm confident we can actually just nudge a win in this one. Anyway, leave your score predictions and your team lineups in the comments box below. Team lineups, I'm really interested to hear those ones especially. If you have enjoyed the video, it'd be great if you click the like button. Subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV, and as always, thanks for watching, guys.
Get the Arsenal Fan TV app, available on Apple and Android now.